KSEE 24, local news that matters. This is KSEE Sunrise.
Coming up this morning on KSEE 24 Sunrise, the U.S. launches missile strikes against the Islamic State in Nigeria on Christmas Day, after President Trump claims ISIS terrorists were slaughtering Christians in the region. Then, we're going to be bringing you the latest on the storm system that has slammed the entire state, and how crews are preparing to jump into action at a moment's notice.
So we have extra firefighters, fire engines, helicopters, swiftwater rescue teams that are on the ground, ready to respond at a moment's notice.
Details on these stories coming up. KSEE 24 Sunrise starts now. Good morning. Welcome to KSEE 24 Sunrise. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I'm Luis Cruz. Taryn Mitchell is off today. Well, it's another rainy day. Let's send it right over to Ruben Contreras for a look at your wet weather forecast. Good morning, Ruben.
Yeah, good morning. So our series of storms continues. We had Storm 1 Christmas Eve. We had a transition between the two storms yesterday, Christmas Day. And so this is the tail end of Storm 2. It's more of a snowmaker this time around. We did pick up some rain overnight into early this morning in parts of Fresno, Madera counties. A little bit of rain developing now in Tulare County toward Visalia and the east side of Tulare County. But there's the snow. When you start to see the purple right there, that's the snow line. So it's getting kind of close to 5,000 feet in some locations. The green is light rain. On this map, the green is that flood watch still in effect until this afternoon for the entire Central Valley, foothills, and the Sierra. I don't think we're going to see the flooding we just saw a few days ago, but obviously the water's starting to build up in some areas, so it might create a little bit of ponding there. And that flash flood warning issued early this morning for parts of Madera and Mariposa County mountains, that has expired. That's the view from our valley cam this morning outside of KSEE 24, looking off to the west. A few raindrops on our camera lens. Low 50s now, mid to upper 50s today. It's going to be scattered showers, but there's potential for thunderstorms this afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. After this, we got to be on the lookout for fog. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ruben. As California got slammed with the Christmas storm, the governor's Office of Emergency Services was ready to respond to any natural disasters. Governor Gavin Newsom has proclaimed a state of emergency for the counties of Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, San Diego, and Shasta, freeing up resources. The state pre-positioned about 250 crews and equipment across 14 counties with a focus on communities recovering from recent wildfires.
We know we have a lot of burn scars, the potential for mud and debris flow, flooding. So we have extra firefighters, fire engines, helicopters, swiftwater rescue teams that are on the ground, ready to respond at a moment's notice.
And you can sign up for alerts in your area by going to ready.ca.gov. Even though CHP's holiday maximum enforcement period ended at midnight, drivers are still advised to be cautious on the roads. The last couple days of stormy weather have left wet roads, some flooding, and a lot of debris from the strong winds. And it's not just the weather. The CHP is still warning of the dangers of drinking and driving. With New Year's right around the corner, another maximum enforcement period will soon be in place. The U.S. launched missile strikes against the Islamic State in northwestern Nigeria on Christmas. The attack came days after President Trump claimed ISIS terrorists were slaughtering Christians in the West African country. In November, President Trump ordered the Defense Department to intervene in Nigeria to protect Christians from attack by Islamic militants. Millions of Americans are just days away from seeing a big spike in their health insurance premiums, and we can't expect to see much from lawmakers. COVID-era subsidies expire on January 1st, but lawmakers don't return to session until the week of January 5th. Right before just about everyone left, Democrats unloaded on Republicans for leaving without addressing the Obamacare subsidies. And while a few Republicans are on board with the renewal, others say that without addressing fraud and other issues, it's just throwing good money after bad. If we don't see some kind of resolution on this next month, this could trigger another standoff and a potential government shutdown at the end of January. Millions of student loan borrowers could soon see their paychecks shrink as the federal government prepares to restart wage garnishment for people in default. An initial batch of about 1,000 notices will go out to people with defaulted student loans the week of January 5th, with more coming in the following months. Under federal law, the government can seize up to 15% of a borrower's disposable pay if they have defaulted on federal student loans without ever going to court. Disposable pay can include bonuses, overtime, sick, and even vacation time. Officials say borrowers should receive a written notice giving them 30 days to respond before the payments start. During that time, they can try to set up a payment plan or raise objections. A new report shows the amount of violent crime and particularly murders are going down. The U.S. is on pace for its largest single-year drop in the number of homicides ever. News Nation's Nick Smith has a look.
A new look at 2025 crime trends suggests violent crime, including murder, plummeted in many parts of the country this year. The Real-Time Crime Index, which compiles data from more than 500 police departments around America, shows murders down about 20% compared with 2024. That's on pace for what would be the sharpest single-year drop in murders the country has ever seen. A separate mid-year snapshot from the Council on Criminal Justice found homicides were down on average across a sample of major cities. But it's not just murders. Motor vehicle thefts, aggravated assaults, and robbery all saw significant drops compared to this same time last year. Some cities saw big drops. New York and Memphis down nearly 20%, Chicago down nearly 28%, and New Orleans and Los Angeles also saw significant drops. But the same report also notes some places moved the other way, with sharp local spikes in communities like Johnston County, North Carolina, and Gilbert, Arizona. But here's the important fine print. This is not one clean national scoreboard. The Real-Time Index is a sample, and it can shift as more reports come in. And the FBI's fully year national totals for 2025 are still to come. And if you're looking for a simple political "who did this" answer, Axios says there's no definitive evidence linking a 2025 drop to any one federal policy.
And here in Fresno, there have been 22 murders in the city so far in 2025 compared to 30 during the same time last year. KSEE 24 sunrise time is 6:36. Still ahead, the presents are unwrapped and now people may be returning and exchanging those gifts. Details on the issues you could face mailing back your items.
And our pair of holiday storms continues on this Friday. First, your 40-hour forecast, the top islands are Juniper and the low range. That takes us through Monday. We'll talk about how much more rain to expect for today and when we could see dense fog return as KSEE Sunrise continues.